What's going on, guys? I'm here today just to show you my 1985 Toyota Corolla GTS, aka AE86. I picked this car up off a friend back in May of this year, I believe the 24th. It was like kind of like a week early, 24th birthday present for myself. I'm a huge fan of these cars. I always have loved them since I was a little kid. Video games and, Initial D and everything else along the sort. I had another one for about 5 years. I never really recorded or anything. It was a lot of work. It had a lot of problems. It was like 5 of these cars in one, and it had been smashed in the front in the past, and it had rust, and it was problematic. I had a lot of issues in like so many different ways with it, and I finally got rid of it, and I really did miss it, or I missed having one. And then these things shot up in value like crazy because of bring a trailer and just rear wheel drive drift tax, especially here in California. So I had a friend about 45 minutes, hour away, that had this car for about 4 or 5 years, and he put a bunch of time into fixing it up. He rebuilt the motor, put in a lower mileage transmission from one of his past Corollas, bunch of little things here and there. He updated all the suspension, and he decided to sell it eventually, and he hit me up, and I went over there, checked it out, and he gave me a really good deal on it, especially with what people want for these today. So I've had this car for almost about half a year or so now, and it's been great. It's mechanically sound. The transmission's great. It's super rev happy. It doesn't leak. I love this thing. So to kind of give you some deets about the car, like I said, it's an 85, so it's an early model, the Zenki. It's a first year of the Corolla GTS here in the States. They made them for 85, 86, and 87. It's a coupe, 2-door. I know a lot of people like the hatches, but I've always really liked these coupes. I really like the body lines. I feel like it's super 80s. I would like to pick up a hatch one day too, just to have both, but I gotta be appreciative to what I have right now, especially with what they're going for. And it's really straight. There's really no like actual like rust or anything. It's just surface rust from just years in the California sun baking this paint. This paint is actually it's a 1-year only color. It was only for the 85 GTSs. It's kind of like a brownish silver gunmetal over the black. They call it Dirty Panda. So eventually I am going to get this car repainted. It's going to go back to this color, and I'm going to have probably someone that's really specific to these Corollas do it, that can get the two-tone pretty much on perfectly with OEM, so I don't have to worry about it looking off or getting made fun of or it's just going to bother me myself. It's got all the USDM stuff on it. It has Koenig rewind wheels and a fake bride seat with Garage Star's newest kind of like seat mount, seat rail thing going on here. Momo steering wheel, Expert Oz checkered red floor mats that I actually bought for my old Corolla and I never used, so they're in here now. Whatever, I don't mind. I like the color. Shout out to Jacob too for hooking me up on those. He's great. It's a sunroof model, which I know everybody kind of wants the hard top these days, which I do too, but with just how these cars are, I appreciate whatever I can get. 400,000 miles on the chassis itself, crazy high, but it runs and drives and it feels really good. I don't really have to worry about anything like that, especially with the motor being rebuilt. And we can actually take a look at that. See if I can do this. Okay, so basically just it's a 4AG. It's got a bottom end from a FX16 GTS, the kind of later front wheel drive Corollas they made that I really do like as well. Top end still just the regular large port blue top that came with this car, I believe, or who knows, how many things get swapped into these throughout the years. This probably isn't the original head at all. Got a Koyorad motor. Oh yeah, Koyorad motor, I mean radiator. Electric fan setup. that it's actually set up with a thermostat, so they do kick on and off with the temperature, which I love, instead of having it on a toggle switch like most people do. Engine short ram intake that I added, Gretty strut brace. Probably doesn't really do much just because how it's not really like a solid one piece, but it came with the car, so I'm not complaining. T3 top hats to adjust the camber. Has a pretty good suspension setup on it. Really do like how it rides. Nothing's really blown out. I would probably like to do like poly bushings all around eventually, and you know, a bunch of other stuff throughout the years. It has a Gretty Trust DD exhaust cap back on it, the shotgun. I love it. A lot of people kind of complain about them, saying they're too loud or they're too heavy, but I've always been a huge fan. So when I came across the ability to get one, I jumped on it, especially because it was super close to where I live, and there's like nothing Corolla related out where I'm at. Other than that, I've been super impressed with this car. I'm really grateful to my friend for giving me such a good deal and hooking me up, because I know he could have got way more in today's market than what I paid. So I'm always going to be grateful for that. Other than that, I mean, I'm just here to keep this car for many years, and I can't wait to do, you know, a bunch of stuff to it. Might do like the JDM bumpers, at least the rear one, because I hate how much the USDM ones come out. And then other than that, you know, just fresh paint, maybe the bumpers, and probably some like legit wheels, because these are, you know, Koenig rewinds. I'd rather get like actual like SSRs or something, like the MK2s or 3s, just something really nice, and do this car justice. And other than that, just enjoy it while I can. All right, thanks guys.